To Sports Debate, the show where we give you a platform to show off your sport knowledge, and all arguments on sport is spot on. I am Solomon Adjuziogu. After 10 years of service to English Premier League side Chelsea Football Club, Super Eagles captain John Mikel Obi has finally made a move to the Chinese Super League with Tianjin Teda. For most of his stay with the English club, Mikel Obi was a regular at the team until this season with the coming of new manager Antonio Conte, who elected to bring in N'Golo Conte from Leicester City. The Nigerian captain has not played any match under Conte. In Chelsea, Mikel Obi survived 10 managers thereabout, won 3 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cups, 1 English Football League Cup title, a Europa League, and a UEFA Champions League title. As the captain of the Eagles and an Olympic medalist, couldn't Obi have secured a better deal in Europe than a £140,000 move to China? Spanish team Valencia and Italian giants Inter Milan were among the other clubs which wanted to sign the Nigerian midfielder. So what do you think? Shouldn't he have secured a better deal? That's our topic today, and you can put your mouth where your passion is. Be a part of the program by sending your tweet to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC Connect, #Sports Debate. And joining me on Sports Debate today to discuss this topic of whether John Mikel Obi has made the right move to China or not, two gentlemen. Toby Olubi, the gaffer, is on the show after a long while. Toby, you're welcome.
It's always a privilege to be here.
And he's up against Suara Abbas.
Always a pleasure, Solomon.
How is it a good move? Nigeria's captain, with all the things he's won. If he was European, wouldn't he have secured a better deal somewhere in Europe than in China? Or maybe even going to China would have been far bigger purse, far bigger pay.
The truth of the matter is we've seen far consistent players move to China in recent times. Ezekiel Lavezzi, Carlos Tevez, Oscar. You know, if these guys could move to China and make good money and still play regular football and still find their way back into their national team, I don't think Mikel Obi making such move should be categorized as a bad move. He's actually gone for something that will favor him on both sides, on every side, in every ramification.
Including his family located based in London?
He's a professional. You don't have to move your family, and if you have to move your family, he's got the money. The kids are still very young, so there is no complication of schooling and all of that. It's just for them to move and then try to acclimatize. How long is he going to spend in China? We know he's not going to be another 10 years in China. So if they decide to move with him, good. If they decide to stay in London and he moves to China, he's a professional. The family should understand that.
That's his opening.
Well,
that's quite touching.
It is, but after Mikel made the move, he made the statement. He said he did it for the sake of Nigeria because he needs to play regular football if he's going to feature regularly for the Super Eagles. I think that is I think that statement is kind of contradictory. The reason is if you're a footballer and you want to play for your national team, you need better competitive football, not such that you get in China. I'll give you an example. The names you read out, the likes of Oscar, the likes of Tevez, the likes of Ezekiel Lavezzi, these are players that at this point, you and I know they are no longer prominent figures in their national teams.
Oscar.
And that, yes, when like the Dusters started again for Brazil. Paulinho, yes, once in a while he gets called up. But these guys are not key figures in their national teams. Mikel is our captain. Mikel is a key figure in the national team. And if we would have a leader, we don't want a leader that will playing their trade in China because he won't get better in China.
Aaron Samuel
I was coming there.
He had great.
How many caps did he have in Nigeria? Is he still being called up?
He was injured.
He wouldn't get the nudge ahead of the likes of Ian Acho. He would they play in the same position. Olave Martins has played in China for a while now. He's scoring goals. Has he been called up?
No, we stopped calling him a long time ago.
Because he's not playing quality competitive football.
I don't think so.
I am telling you that is why. Because I'm looking at this from the coach's point of view. If I was Geno Trua and I had my captain playing in China, I would look elsewhere. I'll look for someone like Onazi who plays in some position and plays in Turkey. Turkey still plays better than China.
If you're Geno Trua, you prefer your captain remains in England
I didn't say the meaning in England.
No.
Don't put words in your mouth.
So
I said the move to China was wrong.
Okay.
I didn't say staying in England was right.
So,
he could have got to other clubs. Inter Milan was after him.
See,
why did you push Inter Milan?
For every move,
The deal wasn't good.
For every move,
The money wasn't good.
For every move, it's only in this part of the world that we attach a lot of sentiment.
We have to.
No.
We are playing the World Cup qualifiers. That is very, very important.
It doesn't work.
We have missed out on the last two Nations Cup,
It doesn't
and our
work.
captain moved to China. Where is it done?
See, we've seen
To go and do what? To go and earn money ahead of his national team.
Let me make
Some
my
of the
point.
big players in the world have moved to China.
I'm not playing for the national team. Tell me what you
Graziano Pele
Tommy,
plays for the Italian national team.
He has stopped playing the qualifiers. He has stopped playing the qualifiers. The last time he played for the national team was in Euros.
Stefan Mbia plays in China. Javinho plays in China. They are still part and parcel of their national team.
Is Javinho is he going to the Nations Cup?
See,
Is Javinho in the Nations Cup?
no,
Is Javinho in the Nations Cup? Yes or no?
But it was part of the.
Is he in the Nations Cup? Yes or no?
It was part of the qualifiers.
You have to respect my question.
It was part of the qualifiers.
You have to respect my question.
No, it was part of the.
Is he in the final squad of the Nations Cup? Yes or no?
So the Nations Cup.
Yes or no?
The Nations Cup has not even started.
But the list has come out now. The list has come out now.
Javinho
The final list has come out.
I quite.
Is Javinho in the squad?
But Javinho
Is
was
Javinho
part-
in the squad?
He was part and
If he's
parcel-
not in the squad, they were
he
saying
was
the same
part and
thing.
parcel of
But
the
yeah,
team.
yeah,
He was
I
part
know.
and parcel of the team that took them to the Nations Cup.
But is he in the final? If he's that important, why is he not in the final
For one reason
squad?
or the other.
What is he?
Ejike Zoye went to the Nations Cup. He's not even the reckoning right now. So
Ejike Zoye.
No, I'm telling you, things could happen.
How many years
things
ago?
could happen. You might be a superstar today, and you're no longer a superstar. The following day.
So
Injury
when they play qualifiers? When they play qualifiers?
Qualifiers ended when? November last year.
So in 2
So
months,
of course,
in 2 months,
anything could happen in 2 months. No, you could dip in 2 months. You could dip in a week. You could dip in two.
if you are a key player at that age,
It doesn't.
if you are a key player at that age, you will make the
See,
final
but
squad.
the thing is,
Whether you start or not, you will make the final squad.
let us-
That's why
let us-
Javinho is
let
not in the
us-
final
let- let
squad.
us be sincere.
And Mikel,
Let us
for
be
making the move
sincere.
to China,
Let us be
I am
sincere.
telling you now
Let us be
that
sincere
his
with
place in the
ourselves.
national team.
Let us be sincere.
is-
Let us be sincere with ourselves.
Go on.
It is only in Africa that we attach a lot of sentiments.
No!
See, let me make this point.
Okay, let's look at other players in
For
diaspora than in China.
For every European players, when they make moves,
List them out.
When they make moves, they tell you, let me consult with my family, not let me consult with my national team coach. And if the family agrees with everything, the money is good. There is no way Inter Milan will pay him
Didier Drogba.
There is no way Inter Milan will pay him £140,000. There is no way Valencia will not come close to that because they are
I'm saying,
they are
you are
close
saying
to
the same
bank-
thing.
they
So,
are close
are
to
you,
bank
so he went for the money.
And even
Is he there for the money?
Even that same Valencia,
Is he there for the money?
Even the same Valencia you're talking about are not playing quite well. They are battling relegation.
I
They are
mentioned
battling
Inter Milan.
results. They are battling.
I mentioned Inter
Inter Milan
Milan.
is just a team who is still trying to put a lot of things together.
But they were looking at Mikel, but he didn't respond. He went to China instead. He went for the money.
They were looking at Mikel, but then
At what age?
if they really need,
At what age? He's going to China at what age?
He's 29.
At 29. He still has at least 5 years
under
under his belt.
How old is Oscar?
He has at least 5 years.
How old is Oscar?
Oscar.
How old is Oscar? How old was Polio when he moved there?
Nigeria's captain, £140,000 a week or £140,000 a week. Is it a good move? Shouldn't he be earning higher than that? So even if he was moving to China, shouldn't it be bigger money? Well, Toby Ulubi here believes there was a bad move. In fact, it's a bad move. But Suara Abbas does not agree because the Chinese league, he says, is gathering momentum. Some big players are going there. Big money transfers are taking place. But what do you think? Is John Mikel Obi's move to China a good one? You can send your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC to be a part of this debate or at TVC Connect, #SportsDebate. It's still Sports Debate with me, Solomon Achiziogo. And the topic we're looking at today is John Mikel Obi's move to China, to Tianjin Teda, a right one? That's the topic. And of course, you can be a part of our discussion by sending your tweet to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC Connect, #SportsDebate. I've got Toby Olubi, the gaffer, and Suara Abbas, I call him the El Breni, slugging it out here. Toby says it's not a good move. But Suara thinks it's a good move. There's nothing wrong with the move. So he asked you a question. And what was that question you asked him again?
I said he should give me names of captains of top national teams that currently play in China.
See, it doesn't have to be China. John Terry is a captain. He sits on the bench. Wayne Rooney is a captain. He doesn't even command regular.
I'm not happy.
Let me finish.
I'm not happy with the way you are delving into the question.
I'm not delving.
It's
I'll
unfair.
just give it to you. I'll give it to you.
He's answering your question.
No. Wayne Rooney. No. John Terry is a captain. He doesn't even start regularly. Does that make him not a
Did
captain?
he go to China?
Then
Did he go to China?
Wayne Rooney.
Did he go to China?
But does it make a difference? Does it make a difference when he sits on the bench?
Why there no difference?
Sits on the bench.
Quality team.
Wayne Rooney,
Quality
Wayne Rooney as a
quality
captain,
teammates.
Wayne Rooney as captain of the English national side does not even command a starting shirt right now. So what are we saying?
Did he go to China?
And he plays for
Was an offer made or not?
And he plays for Manchester
Was
United.
an offer made or
because
not?
English
Did
player
he go to
doesn't
China?
English player doesn't like to move. You
English
know,
player
they
don't
don't
like
leave
to
their
move.
comfort zone. So that's why
Because
the
they know
case.
how important
That
it is to lead.
It is not. It is about.
Gerrard and Lampard that left.
It is about the adaptation.
They are not English players.
It is about.
Beckham that left.
It is
Is not
about
English
the
player.
After when?
Hey,
When did they
that's the
leave?
point.
When
After
did
they
they
left,
leave?
another team.
And when they left, what
But
happened
Mikel
to
is
them?
still our captain
And when
at
they left,
29,
what happened to them?
and we go to China.
What happened to Michael Owen
To
after he
collect
left?
money.
What happened to Michael Owen after he left? So that's a debate for another time.
No, it's not.
That's a debate for another time entirely.
If Mikel was
They
not
don't
our
leave.
captain
They
and
don't
he goes to
leave.
China, I have no
They
issue with
don't
that.
leave.
But he's captain of another team at a time when we're in crisis and we're trying to rejuvenate our team. And he go to China.
Is the Eagles in crisis now?
We're trying to rejuvenate,
No,
yes.
that's the point. If
The team, I thought the team is on a Costa Roller ride at the moment.
If this Eagle,
just 2 wins.
if this Eagle, what I would say is on a resurgence right now,
Yes.
coming up gradually.
And our captain goes to China to collect 140,000.
Have a Mikel.
It's an insult.
Have a
No, those
Mikel.
140,000, that's a lot of money.
That's
How much are others earning? Oscar, over 300,000. Tevez, 400,000.
Do you know what Mikel has done? He has been able to shift ground, been able to balance so many things. In the last 6 months, he has never kicked the ball, but then he was earning.
No, he was kicking. He was
training.
He was training.
Quality coach. Quality Antonio Conte. Quality coach.
Solomon.
Who's going to fight that time?
But in China, he will be playing.
Solomon.
Against
He will
who?
play in
Under which
competition.
coach?
Toby, do you
Under
know?
which coach?
Toby, do you know?
Under
What do you have
Pacheco.
Solomon?
Pacheco, a Portuguese coach.
Toby, can you prove
Jaime
to
Pacheco
me
of
right
Portugal.
now? Can you prove to me right now with evidence that Mikel was actually training?
How can you be professional?
No. You have to prove that.
Per month,
You have to
per
prove
week.
that.
Are
You
you
have to
trained?
prove that because the only way we can know. See, I'm just trying to make.
That is ridiculous.
I'm only
A
trying.
professional and we getting paid and we
point.
train.
I'm proving a point.
And you come and never
I'm
fly
proving a
Eagles.
point because
Are you serious?
no one sees their training.
Why are you
See,
saying professional team?
I will
Why you say that
agree
professional?
with you 100%. If you have gone to a court, these are the questions they will ask. I will agree with you 100%.
We are in the court now.
No, it's a debate. If Mikel makes the bench, if Mikel makes the bench for the past 6 months and never played, to some certain extent, I will say yes, this guy has been training. But if he never makes the bench for the last 6 months, I can prove to you that this guy has not been training as well.
And I can prove to you that
there's
he
no
has been
evidence.
training. Ask me how.
Where is the evidence?
Ask me
Did you see
how.
him train?
He's a professional that is bound with the
Did
contract.
you see him train?
I let
Did
you
you
talk
see
now.
any video clips?
I allowed you talk now.
Okay.
If you're a professional in a football club, bound with the contract, and one of the requirements of your contract is to come to training. The moment you don't, then you have violated your contract. It's a breach of contract.
Our issue is not showing on the 21.
You'll be either fined or your contract will be requested to be terminated.
I'm not. See,
Neither of this happened.
No.
Chelsea.
This is not a case of Mikel defaulting.
What's my point?
Florian Manuela spent a whole year in Chelsea. He was training with the youth side.
On whose request?
And you tell me training.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
No, because it was in the hair.
Oh, was it in the hair?
Understand?
Was it in the hair?
That's what I'm saying.
You see, was it in the hair that was not at
What I'm
21?
telling you, what I'm pointing out to
If
you,
it's
that
not in the hair, that was
if you say Mikel
investing.
is training, if you say Mikel is training, how are you sure he's in training with the under 18?
How were you sure that Mandela was going to have
But I would have preferred to see a Mikel. I would have preferred to see a Mikel just on the bench. Then I can say this guy is straight. And I would have even preferred a Mikel to be a regular.
That is what you prefer. But as the gaffer of the Chelsea team, he didn't feel he needed Mikel on the bench. And he sold him.
But if you ask Mikel at the end of the day, he has shifted ground. He has compromised on so many things, and it's all beneficial to him in the long run.
So you do not think that for the sake of Nigeria, it was a good move?
It wasn't a good move because he will get better in China at 29 years old. He and Messi played the same World Championship.
What is better?
Messi is getting better every year.
What is better
Mikel
right
is
now?
going to China.
A Mikel who doesn't play.
A key figure in national team.
A Mikel who doesn't play competitive football was still starting for the Super Eagles and was still putting a good shift.
Yes.
Now, if a Mikel,
but don't
no
forget,
matter how less the competitiveness of the league
don't forget
is,
what the Chelsea
a Mikel, if he plays week in, week out, in that league you call...
Against who?
Against who?
Chinese players.
Against Tevez.
You're comparing.
Is it every week you play against Tevez?
No, you're comparing.
Tevez will not make a Premier League team.
He plays.
Tevez will not make a Premier League team.
But Tevez,
the same Oscar. He couldn't make Chelsea team. The same Oscar.
But Tevez will still be a tormentor, and a lot of people will
in China.
A lot of people will still tell you Tevez is better than a certain Olivier Giroud right now.
No way.
And if Mikel is trying to
Olivier Giroud is a regular in France. Tevez is a regular in Argentina.
No, it's only because Tevez. Even when Tevez was playing actively,
Is
he was
Olivier
not making
Giroud
the
better
national
than
team.
Alexander Lacazette?
That's another argument for
No,
another
I'm
day.
just asking if he's
No,
regular, is it just a choice
Do you
of a
ever
coach?
have if a Mikel say have the chance to stop an Oscar in a week, is he trying to stop a Hawk the following week? Is he trying to stop a Polio or battle a Polio?
So,
then I think this guy is still
what
getting
happens-
some level of competition.
What happens
Yes.
if the day they play against Hawks team, Hawk is injured?
But then it won't happen the next game because Tevez will not be injured
Who
in the
will
next
stop
game.
him?
Tevez
Mr.
will not be-
Mr. Jenseng,
Stefano,
Mr. Chinku
See,
of Shanghai Shenhua.
These are the
That's his opponent.
No,
When they can
no,
stay,
no,
These are professional players as well who earn money.
that pays a whole lot of money.
a country that the national team has not appeared in the World Cup for like 25 years.
And that is why I
It's-
said
that's
that
the
is why I
basic.
said
We'll
they
be
are
playing
a
with
country.
fragile players.
That is why I said they are a country.
When Inter Milan were looking for him, he can go to the Serie A.
And a Nigerian team, and he's the captain of a Nigerian team that is not playing in the Nations Cup.
What does Inter
He's
Milan
not to China.
What does Inter Milan offer?
Double wahala.
What does Inter Milan offer?
So what's
world
the
football?
difference?
What have they offered world football in the last 2 years?
They are playing the
What
very
have they?
competitive
What
league.
is competitive about
You
the
don't
Italian
understand.
league? What is competitive
This
about the
thing is very
Italian
important.
league?
This thing
Is it
is
because
very
it's in
important.
Europe? Or is it because it's graded as one of the
Because it is
biggest
in Europe.
leagues?
There's a ranking.
Just 6 years ago, they won the UEFA Champions League.
There's a ranking for it. What is there's a
6 years
ranking?
ago.
Where is
6 years
the
ago.
Chinese Super League
Where have
ranked
they been?
among leagues?
Where have they been?
Even the
If the league was that good,
Are you sure?
Yes.
The Nigerian Professional
if the
Football
league-
League cannot pay Mikel Obi.
That's what I'm saying. But they are both using their China.
How?
Toby,
It's only the money that's not there.
if the league was that good, Chelsea and Juventus started on a very poor run. Chelsea suffered and Juventus eventually went ahead to win the league. So it shows the league isn't even good.
2 years ago.
It's not good, yes.
Was Juventus the finalist of the Champions League?
And then did they
was
win?
Chelsea a finalist?
Did they win
So
it?
what are you telling me?
Did they win it?
What are you telling
Did
me
they
now?
win it?
So
No, did they win it?
other teams that
If they are that good, let them
other
win it.
teams that were in the
If
competition
they are that good, let them win it.
but they got to the final.
And is Juve the only team?
Why did Chelsea get to the final? Why did Arsenal get to the final?
If you have told me,
Why did Bayern get to the final
If you have
that-
told me,
that
Mikel,
year?
So what if at the end of this
If you
season,
have told me
because
Mikel
of
Scott-
John Mikel
if you have
Obi,
told me-
Tianjin Teda wins the Asian Champions League,
We
for
need to improve
instance,
Mikel Obi as a footballer.
he would have
He
improved. He
will.
would have
See,
been competing
yeah,
with
we
them.
don't
See,
quality.
Mikel Obi have-
That's my
See,
argument here.
let me tell you
What
something.
if Tianjin wins
See,
the Chinese Super League
It
this
doesn't matter if
season?
they win.
Toby,
Vermaelen has won 4 league titles with Barcelona.
Toby,
Has he improved as a player?
Toby, maybe
But Mikel will be playing,
Toby,
that's what we're saying.
maybe you don't know. Mikel has proven to us that he's a talent that could have been a very unique one. But so many factors went
Because you were
against him.
comparing
He had-
him
no, no,
against Messi,
Yes.
and I think that the comparison could also be circumstantial. Some of the things that has happened to him.
to him.
Like what?
They are two different people. He plays for Barcelona.
Messi went.
Mikel plays for Chelsea.
Messi
Those are
had
different
consistency.
clubs.
Messi had consistency with
scenarios.
coaches. Mikel has suffered. Has suffered.
How many
And,
coaches
you know,
have
he
been in
has
Barcelona
gone
in the
through? He
last
has
5
gone
years?
through.
How many coaches has Messi been under?
Mikel has gone through 10 coaches.
why
in the
are we
last
being
period.
unfair now?
No, Mikel has gone through over 10 coaches in the period he stayed with
And
Chelsea.
Messi, how many?
How many? Has he gone through 10?
He has got
He has-
close
gone
to
through
10.
10.
About 7.
So
Has he
no.
gone through 10?
Okay,
And
so-
he has been the number 1 under all of them.
So your position.
And Mikel never left Chelsea as well.
Messi didn't leave as well.
Eh.
Because he got
It
better.
shows Mikel has got something.
didn't have a couple of
So
China
what
was
Mikel
doing.
needed
This
right
China
now
move, you think is all right? I want you to round
One-
off so that we
one
don't
for-
digress.
is all right. 140 million pounds.
140,000.
140,000 pounds. He didn't even
He
get
went for
that.
the money.
Wait. He didn't even get that in Chelsea.
It's for the money.
He has been sitting on the bench in Chelsea for the last 6 months, and there was no chance he would play in football. But then he's moving. He's not going to train in China. He's going to play competitive football. I don't know. It depends on the degree, but the competitiveness is not 50%. I can see something above 65%, which is good for Mikel. Even when he's not playing, he was still putting a good shift for the national team. Just give him a little
Chelsea's
game
training
time.
is
There will be a
better than
superstar
it's
again.
better than the Chinese league.
Oh.
Chelsea's training session is better than Chinese league competitive matches because being under top coach like Anthony Conte, who has won manager of the month 3 times back to back. He is someone that has led the Italian national team into the European Cup.
And Mikel-
and now he's going to China to go and play under
And Mikel
a
has
certain Portuguese coach that can never
James
coach West Brom.
Pacheco.
That can never coach West Brom or coach Swansea
And
City.
Mikel has been condemned to be a training material in Chelsea.
But-
Is that good?
No.
For our captain, the captain
Listen,
of Nigerian national
you
team,
are missing the point.
training material.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what I'm
missing-
saying.
you're missing
He
the
said
point.
he's training.
So you would
He's
rather
a training
You would
material.
rather play competitive football in the AGA than sit down on the bench for Chelsea.
Then you
All right,
rather
telling
you-
you.
you
All right,
rather
both
have
of you
our
have
captain
made your
as a
closing
training
remarks.
material in
I'm
Chelsea.
not
You
making
have-
that closing
No,
remark.
that was your closing remark.
Because someone like Defoe, he went to America, to Canada rather. He saw that the culture of football, they wasn't helping him. What did he do? He came back to Sunderland and is banging in the goals. That is someone that knows what is right for him. If Mikel at 29 feels it is time to go and sit down and start collecting pension in China, I think he has been misled and he has a wrong perception. Because if you are the captain of Nigeria Super Eagles team, you need to be very competitive. You need to play active, competitive football, and China is not where that is. That is in Europe. Thank you very much.
Well, that's Tobi Olubi, the gaffer's submission. And that submission is that the move to China is the wrong move. Well, I will not put the words in his mouth, but you heard him put it lucidly. But Suara does not agree. He believes the Chinese league is a rising force. Mikel Obi will get playing time.
Absolutely.
And that is important for the Nigerian national team.
Yeah.
If the likes of Oscar, if the likes of Jackson Martinez, if the likes of Wagner Love, if the likes
Ezekiel
of Ezekiel
Lavezzi,
Lavezzi,
Paulinho, Oscar.
Graziano Pelle, Paulinho,
They are all
if
not
they are
regulars for the
all
national
in
team.
China,
They're not regulars.
Stefan
earning
Yeah.
big money, Carlos Tevez. But what do you think? Is it a good move for Mikel Obi to have gone to China? You can send your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC Connect, #SportsDebate. Until we come your way again next time, enjoy the rest of your day.